Hi guys, welcome back to your not so ordinary scrapbook channel. I realized yesterday, or actually it wasn't yesterday, it was Saturday, I guess, the last time I scrapbooked in my December daily, that I had skipped 2 pages. So instead of finishing when my parents were visiting, I need to go back. This is before, it's the page before I scrapbooked my dad working on our bathroom. So before they came, I came down with bronchitis, and it's the same thing that I had like this past week. So, or the past 2 weeks. I've already had it twice, like once in December, once in January. And I hope this isn't like something that's just gonna follow me throughout the winter this year. Because it's not fun to be sick. So I'm gonna scrapbook this page. Scott, every time I'm sick, Scott gets me hot and sour soup from the Chinese restaurant, because for some reason it just has healing properties that make me feel better. It could be just because it's hot, and hot soup always helps when you have a bad cold. It could be that it's spicy, so that might like clear out my sinuses and like any like mucus that's like in my lungs or anything. So he brought me some hot and sour soup from the Chinese restaurant. This is a restaurant that we have a few Chinese restaurants in town, and this is the one that normally has the best hot and sour soup. So he always will go there and get it. This last time it wasn't that good. So I don't know if they changed the recipe or what happened, but it really wasn't all that great. So I'm still in the hunt for hot and sour soup. I know Kroger, when we had a Kroger in town, we no longer do, but there is one in Bloomington that we still go to on occasion. That has like a packet, a dry like hot and sour soup, and you add your own vegetables to it, and that is actually really, really good. So I guess the next time I go to Kroger, I need to stock up on packets of that, and then we can just make it at home, because I know that is really good. I don't like hot and sour soup that's just all hot and no, like, the sour is missing, because all it does is just burn my mouth, and I don't like that. And I don't like it if it's too sour either. It just has to be like, I don't know, I'm kind of picky about taste. I don't know why. I guess I always have been. Probably most people are. It's probably you don't eat something that you don't really like. But running out of space here. But I find even like as I get older, like it's probably more pronounced than it was when I was younger. It seems like when I was younger, food just tasted better. I don't know why. But I just remember, like, when I was in college, there was this Chinese restaurant. And of course, I rarely ever went out to eat when I was in college, because I was young and broke, so it was like a treat. But it just seems like Chinese food was just so much better then. Like when you would go to, like, an authentic Chinese restaurant that wasn't a buffet, that was just like a real Chinese restaurant, it just seemed like the food was just so much better than like today. It seems like all the places that are around us that have Chinese food either have a buffet, which it's all right, but it's not like I remember. Like there was this place in Wausau, this Chinese restaurant, and we loved going there. It was so good. But it was like it was a restaurant in the depot, and that was built into the depot. And I can't remember the name of it. I'd have to look it up. But I'm sure that it's long gone by now. Oh, their food was so good. But it was the kind that you had to order. Like you ordered your Chinese food and they brought it to your table. It wasn't like, and there is one restaurant kind of like that in town, but it's not, it still seems more, it's not traditional. It's just different, I guess. And there's this other restaurant in oh, what town was it? It was the town that my roommate lived in, Marshfield, Wisconsin. That another Chinese restaurant that we went to. I went home with her several times. Like when we were in college, we were really close friends. So we're roommates and close friends, and so we would go home with each other, like for the weekend, and just spend the weekend together, and it was fun. Even though we lived together, it was we're kind of like best friends and roommates. But there's a Chinese restaurant there too, and it was so good. But it was like the kind that has like the painted round tables, and and they like, I don't know, it was different. Maybe if you're old enough, maybe you remember what I'm talking about. But I wish I could find like a restaurant like that again somewhere. Because I miss those. I'm a sucker for when we go out to eat or something. I am a sucker probably because I grew up in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. But for like a steakhouse or like and not that I'm all that crazy about steak, because I'm really not all that crazy about steak, but like all the steakhouses would have Friday night fish fry, and we'd go, and there was usually like a fire in the fireplace, and it was always like, it was really I don't know, it wasn't just like, it wasn't just, or I guess we called them supper clubs when I lived in Wisconsin. But they had something like that. It was the whole aesthetic of like going out to eat. And maybe it was because I just hadn't gone out to eat a lot, and it was in my lifetime because I was young, and it just was special. I'm not sure. But like as an adult, I mean, we've gone out to eat so many times. It's not like it's really anything all that special to go out to eat anymore. But we still like to find those kind of places. There was a place that just I think they're closed now. They just recently, it was like a mom and pop like restaurant. It was called the Ozark House, and it was one of Scott's and my favorite places to go. We'd go there for our anniversary and stuff like that, and it was kind of a supper club. It had kind of a supper club vibe to it. There is still one place, well, I don't know if Michael's is still around. There was a place in Bloomington called Michael's that was had a supper club vibe. And there was And there still is Jim's Steakhouse, which we go to on a regular basis, like for special occasions. We don't go there unless it's a special occasion. In fact, I think I have pictures printed out of when we went there for my birthday. Or Scott's birthday. I think it was Scott's birthday, actually. He picked there. But we like that vibe. We like the, like, where you can order a drink and you can just relax and the lights are low and it's just like, it's just nice. I don't know. We have one place in town that's called Gazzardo's and they have good food. I mean, it's probably the nicest place in town, but like, it's on the top of a building. It's like, the location of it is like, I mean, it's been there for, I don't know, long before I ever lived in this town. But, and, you know, we've gone there several times, and the food is always good, but, like, it doesn't give off, like, an aesthetic that's, like, we, I don't know how to explain, like, that we love, you know. We love going to Starved Rock, which is in Utica. I think it's in Utica. Is it in Utica? I think it's in Utica. Or near Utica. And we love going there for like our anniversary or special occasions, special getaways or whatever. And they have a restaurant on site at the lodge. And that restaurant has a big fireplace and it gives off supper club vibes. And we love going there. And we also love hiking, so that makes it even more. I don't know if Scott loves hiking. I love hiking. The last time I was there, I met my cousin, Lisa, and her husband there, or Ethan and I did, and it was really fun. It's been a while since we've been there. I'm kind of hoping if Scott heals quick enough that he can, from his surgery that he has tomorrow, that he's supposed to get his stitches out the day before our anniversary. So I'm hoping that we can, like, get away to Starved Rock for the night, because we haven't been there in a while. One of our favorite things to do there, because it's got a huge lodge that was built by the Corps of Engineers, and that's one thing that makes the lodge so special too, is it's just very rustic and it's what you'd think a lodge would look like. You know, it has this big fireplace in the middle, and there's all these like Adirondack type chairs with plaid cushions and tables, and there's a little bar that you can get drinks, and they have like the kind of drinks that you would expect at like during the winter time. They have, because our anniversary is in February, but they generally have like hot buttered rum or all those hot, you know, the hot beverages. I can't remember if Tom and Jerry's are hot or cold. I think they're cold, but you know what I'm talking about. Just like hot drinks. And we like to bring, well, you can check out a board game. They have board games you can check out. But the Scrabble board that they have is just like the cheap Scrabble board. So the last couple times that we've gone, we bring our Scrabble board because we have the kind that's on a turntable. And then we love to like sit down by the fire in the lodge and play Scrabble. It's so fun. And occasionally like people we don't know will like, they'll want to play with us, and it's just so fun. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. And it's just like the neatest place to meet people. We have met so many people there over the years. That's actually the first place that I met this woman that she has a YouTube channel called With Wonder. And years ago, like our kids were little, she was married. She is divorced now, but she was married when we met her. I think that they were very young when we met them. And you know, I was going to use this, but I think I want this other winter. I don't think it'll take up as much space. And I think I'm going to have to glue it because it doesn't seem like these are sticky enough. But we went to on Valentine's, Stuffed Rock normally has like, they'll hire like impersonators. Like 1 year we saw and you buy the tickets, and then you go, and there's usually food provided with the tickets. It's like a dinner theater type thing. And we've gone, I guess we've gone twice when on a Frank Sinatra night. And we saw two different impersonators of Frank Sinatra. One was a young guy, and then one was an older guy. And they both were just really, really good. And the first time we went, when the young guy sang, I think I'm going to use this. Bundle Up, Snuggle. These are tiny. Goodness. I'm going to lose all these chipboard pieces because they're so tiny. Winter. Is there Cozy? Maybe Burr. Okay. That's good. I think I'm going to have to take these apart because they're just not sticky at all, and they're just like popping off of here. But we went to the Frank Sinatra night, and this girl that we didn't know them, you know, ahead of time or anything like that, but they were at our table. They were seated at our table because there was like reserved seating or whatever. Her and her husband and her mother-in-law. And I remember we got to know each other kind of a little bit. You know, as much as you can. You can't really get to know each other at a dinner theater, but like we talked a lot because we were the only ones that were like younger, like everybody else was old. And Scott was talking to her husband too. And she told me that she was starting a YouTube channel about her dog. And that I should check it out. And I was like, oh, okay. Because she asked me, she's like, do you watch YouTube? And I'm like, no. This was back in like when like MySpace was still around. And I was like, no, my son watches MySpace, but I don't really even know what YouTube is or anything. And way before this channel ever existed. I think it was like in 2000... I want to say it was like 2005 or 2006. It was that long ago. And we just kind of hit it off that night. And I never looked her up on YouTube. like when I got home because I wasn't into YouTube. And then one day, like, oh, I don't know, several years later or whatever, she popped up on YouTube with her own channel, and she's been on YouTube ever since. But it's kind of funny how, how you meet people like when you're on vacation and you don't even, you know, and you don't know them. So, but I know a couple times that we've been down in the lodge, like, playing Scrabble, just the two of us, and like a couple will come up to us and they'll be like, "Oh, you're playing Scrabble." And it's like, "Yeah, we just started. Do you want to join?" And they'll be like, let's play." And and it's just fun. It's fun. So nice break from hiking. But I absolutely love camping and hiking. Those are probably my favorite vacations of all. And Ethan is just like me. We took Ethan and Hunter up to Starved Rock one year just because we had always gone as a family, or we had always gone as a couple, but we had never taken the kids. And this was probably, Matt didn't live with us anymore. So it must have been like after he graduated high school. So after 2012. So it must have been, the boys were like young teenagers for sure, and the younger boys, and we decided to take them up there for our vacation that year. And oh my gosh, Ethan absolutely loved every bit of it. Hunter did too, but more so Ethan. He is all about camping and outdoor hiking, all that stuff. That child is my child for sure. And my cousin Lisa is just like me too. Because she loved it too when she wanted to meet with us, and she wanted to meet me and Ethan. I hadn't seen her since I was like a baby, like, or a toddler probably. But because they had always lived in California, so we did not get a chance to, we lived in Wisconsin. So even though she was my cousin and I knew her and Lori were my cousins, we really didn't spend any time together because my Uncle Steve and their mom were divorced. So we saw Uncle Steve, but we didn't see the girls. And so I'm going to put winter, I want to say like winter flu, but I didn't have the flu. I had bronchitis. But I guess like I could put like winter blues like that. And then put like a label. Maybe I'll do that. And I have these blue stickers. So I think that'll work. But oh my gosh, the kids just had so much fun. And our room in the lodge was like quilts, and it's just like they have, the whole lodge is like you can sleep, it's like a hotel too. And so I love staying in the lodge because there's a swimming pool, there's an indoor swimming pool, but which is great if you have kids. But they also have the rooms are like decked out like what you would expect in a lodge. So they have like quilts on the bed, and like the shower curtain is quilted or is like patchwork, and the rooms are like all rustic, and like there's woodwork, and inside each room. It's just really, the ambiance is just like incredible. And comparative, like, to the big city like Chicago or St. Louis, it's not that expensive. I think, like, I want to say that when we've stayed there before, like, a room is like $110 a night. So it's not like crazy. And even if they increase prices in the past several years, I bet it's not more than like $130 a night. But it's not like $400 like in Chicago. Those places are insane. But we just love it there. So I'm hoping that he wants to do that. And it's not that far from us either. It's only about like an hour and a half away. I like little quaint, quiet places where there's not a lot of people and you can relax and play board games and like, and just, you can hear yourself think and you can talk and you don't, and it's just, that's the definition of vacation for me. It's not racing here and there. While the kids love Disney World and it's fun to see Disney World through your kids' eyes, it's not one of my favorite places. Probably my favorite park is Epcot, and my favorite area of Epcot is all the countries. I found that is like my favorite park, and my favorite spots are like going into the different countries and trying the different foods and going on those type of rides. I love Soarin'. I love the boat ride with the I guess a lot of Epcot. I love the under the sea exhibit that I guess, from what I understand, they're changing into Moana. They're theming it Moana. It was Nemo. And then Soarin', of course. I think I just said that. And then Soarin' is like my favorite ride of all time. My favorite Disney ride. And what else is there that I really like? Oh, that whole ecology, like the water hyponics or whatever, where you go on the boat and they take you through like their water garden. I forget what it's called. I really like that ride too. It talks about like conservation and sustainability and that kind of stuff. Growing your own food, and it's pretty neat. And we've eaten in those restaurants before too. There's this one restaurant that we ate at. I don't even know if it's still around, at Epcot, and it had like one whole wall of the restaurant was like an aquarium. It's in the seas part. The restaurant might have been called like the Seas or whatever, but like there's like fish swimming in this aquarium, like where you're sitting, and like you can get a table and like right next to the aquarium, and it's just very cool. Very, very cool. but it's a neat place. But I would rather go to, like, we had a lot of fun at the last Disney vacation when the kids were older. It really makes a difference when the kids are older. We just had so much fun on that vacation. That was probably one of my favorite vacations of all time, with the boys. But, and surely one that we'll remember forever. I lost my train of thought. None of these really go. This one may go. This label. I just wanted to journal a little bit. Maybe I'll move this. But it was so much fun. And we really enjoyed spending time in Disney Springs. That was really cool. I just liked that the whole trip was inclusive. Like, we paid for everything in advance. Like, we had the meal plan and everything. And man, that was so fun. Because you didn't have to worry about, the only money that you had to worry about while you were there was souvenir money, you know, because all your meals were paid for. You have like a lot, you can really pick anything on the menu, and you get 2 snacks, and those snacks can be like a Mickey pretzel or a Mickey ice cream bar or lots of stuff, lots of snacks. And we found that one of the things that we found was we had the cheapest meal plan, I think. Or did we? No, we upgraded to like the medium one. But breakfast was not included. You could go to breakfast, but if you used your meal ticket for breakfast, you wouldn't be able to use it for dinner. Was it? I guess we got one sit down meal per day, one quick meal, and then 2 snacks. So we tried to do, we had stopped at the grocery store and bought, because we drove, we had brought our own toaster and stuff. And, so we got cereal and the resort had a little refrigerator that we could put milk in. And we pretty much ate, cereal, bagels, and cream cheese like every morning, for breakfast. And then we'd go to the parks. Well, and then the other meals we'd eat at the parks. Well, we found out that at our resort, they had biscuits and gravy at breakfast time, and it was considered a snack credit. And someone had told us that, like, when we were in line or something, they had mentioned that, like, that did we know that, like, biscuits and gravy, because we were talking about, like, you know how you meet random people and you just chit chat with them or whatever. Well, we had met this family and they were staying at the resort too, and they said we had told them that we were that we ate breakfast in the resort, and that we had brought like a toaster and stuff. And they said oh, did you know that you can use a snack credit for biscuits and gravy in the morning? And we said no. And we always had leftover snack credits. So, because we're just not snacky people, we're not big on snacks. So, like, it seemed like every night it would end up like, oh, we have to use our snack credit. Let's get a cupcake and bring it back to the room, you know, which their cupcakes are amazing. Not knocking that, but so we, I think we had been there already like a few days or a couple days, maybe 2 days. And we were there 5 days total. And so we decided to do that. And they give you a ton of biscuits and gravy in the morning for a snack credit. And I was like, holy crap. So the rest of the time we were there, and our boys love biscuits and gravy. We all do. And so the rest of the time we were there, that's what we did. We had biscuits and gravy at the resort at Disney All-Star Resort. And we used our snack credit. And the kids were happy because then they didn't have to have cereal. It was a treat for them for breakfast to get like a hot breakfast. There we go. The only complaint I have about this ATG gun is and maybe one of you know this, how do you cut it off? Do you just have to pull it until it breaks? Like there's no cutter or anything that cuts the tape and stops it from like, it usually ends up like shredding or forming like a string of tape runner. I prefer the dot runner, but I'm out right now. I used all of my Kikuyo refills that I had bought, so I'm not buying any more until I use up all this ATG gun tape. And it's not my favorite, but I gotta use it up, because why just have it and then keep buying refills for... It doesn't always work the best either. Like, I feel like a lot of it gets wasted. And this is real ATG tape. It's not like I guess people have problems with like the generic, the cheaper one. This is not the cheaper tape. This is the tape that is specifically for it. But like, I have the strip, but how do you cut it off? It doesn't, oh, maybe you click it. I guess that worked better. I'm learning. Does that work? Oh yeah, okay. Never mind. I'm figuring this out. I didn't realize that you have to click it. Well, now it's not wanting to do it. I don't know, but see what I mean? I don't know if you guys have this problem or not. Tell me if you do. It's kind of aggravating. And this big gun is very cumbersome. It holds a lot of adhesive. That's the whole reason why I got it to begin with, was because you don't have to buy refills like for a long time, because it holds a lot of tape runner and you don't have to switch it out for a long time. But I guess it has its positives and negatives, but. So these are cookies that Scott made when I was sick. They're monster cookies, and these were like the best cookies that I think I have ever eaten in my life. They had oatmeal in them, and I mean, maybe all monster cookies are like that, but they didn't spread out. Like, he used the ice cream scoop, and this is the baked one. And so it's like all ooey gooey inside, and there's like chocolate chips in it, and M&Ms, and oatmeal, and oh my gosh, the best cookies. Definitely the best cookies that we had all Christmas. Like, they were completely devoured. They were so good. Scott made some cookies yesterday, and they're really good. They're kind of like monster cookies, but he didn't put the oatmeal in or chocolate chips. They're just M&M cookies, and he used the big scoop again. But whatever recipe he used for those cookies, they spread out, so they're like big round cookies. They're still really good. It's just they're these were like exceptionally good. I think it's just the round shape because they didn't spread out, and it's just like all like cookie dough in the middle. Oh my gosh, so good. So yummy. And they were like crispy on the outside. So I definitely want to include that. It was the first time he'd ever made them. So I definitely want to include the recipe in my December daily. Because I like to include the recipes that, any new recipes that we tried during the year or during the season in the December daily. And then when I get down the bin that has all the December dailies in it, if I'm looking for a specific recipe, I know where it is. So I think I'm going to use this wonderful sticker because the cookies were wonderful. I don't know how I'm going to fit this on the page though. Unless I like cover, I can cover my hand up for the most part. Or I could do this way. Yeah, I think I'll end up doing that. And then maybe just put wonderful in the middle. Will wonderful even fit on the page? Yeah. Oh well. Okay. I think that's the plan. So Scott's surgery is very, very early in the morning. I am like, we have to leave here by 5:15. So that means I am going to bed at like before he gets home, like at 9 o'clock. Because that is a very early morning for us. He's working. Tonight is his last day at work for 2 weeks. Then he goes on medical leave. But I don't know how long the surgery I'll take. But I was joking with one of the guys that I go to rehab with today about it because he was talking, he had just had like jaw surgery or something like that. He had an infected tooth. He had to have a root canal, and then it like the infection had gone like into his jaw, so he had to have like a piece of his jaw removed. So it must have been a really bad infection. They don't usually have to like remove, like do a bone graft or anything like that. But he had a bruise on his chin, and I was like, "Ooh, you have a bad bruise on your chin." And he's like, "Yeah, that's from the surgery." And I was like, "Ooh, ouch." And I told him like that Scott's surgery is tomorrow, and we were joking because it's like Scott's having both hands done at one time, which I think is just absolutely insane. But that's how he wanted to do it, and that's how the surgeon agreed to do it. So it's whatever. But I was like, this puts me in like I have an advantage because he's gonna be like, you know, he just he just rendered himself an invalid for 2 weeks. So, like, if he gives me any lip, I just won't feed him. So it's going to be interesting for sure. I have no idea what to expect. I know, I was trying to figure out what if he has to go to the bathroom, like before, like after surgery. I mean, I'm sure a nurse will probably help him or something, like after the surgery. But like if we're leaving and he has to go pee, and like I can't go in the men's room with him, but I mean there may be a family bathroom or something. But like, so we have like one of those like portable urinal things, you know, that guys use. From when Ethan had his appendix out, they sent us home with it, and we never used it, so we just like stuck it in the cupboard. And so I told him today, I'm like, I am bringing that with us just in case there is an emergency. And you know, so you have something that you can like use and like, and that I can help you with if you need the help. So no one ever thinks about that kind of stuff. I mean, they probably don't think about it until it like happens, but it's like those are the parts of life that you don't want to think about, or you don't like, you don't talk about it, of course. You know, it's not like, you know, it's just like one of the ugly parts of life, you know, or icky parts of life that like of course, you know, you're going to, like, I joke about like leaving him hungry or whatever, or I mean, I'm not mean, so I wouldn't do that, but like I think it's kind of funny that he's going to like, hopefully he's not going to be a pain in the butt, but I think I'm going to put like a building here and maybe one down here. Is there any like little, there's no houses that look like our house. We have a ranch style house. These remind me of in Lake Havasu where Matt and Yessie live, where London Bridge is. They have a bunch of these red phone booths. I think they're supposed to signify England. I think these are like Tudor homes, like in England or Great Britain. Our house is definitely not that. Our house is a ranch style, like built in the 1970s. And I don't even think it was built on this spot in the 1970s. From what I understand, our neighbors most of them are elderly. So they've either lived here since, you know, the houses were moved to the subdivision, or the lady that I talked to, her house was the first house on the street, and she said that our road was a dirt road, and she's lived here since she was a very young mother, like in her 30s or 20s or 30s, and she's now in her 80s, so she's quite old, but in the 70s they created the subdivision, and they moved these houses. Maybe I'm thinking it was the 70s that they moved these houses, but don't quote me on that because it could have been later. I'm not from this area, so I don't know for sure like when the house was moved. It's definitely not on our house plans. We do have house plans for this house that we got when we bought the house, but there's nowhere on there that says that this house was moved. So it's like but she said that like there were no houses on here, and like they didn't build these houses. They were moved from other parts of town. So, interesting. But it explains a lot about this house, because this house is not level. There are areas of this house that are not level. And I always thought it was because the house settled, and that may be partially true. But like if it wasn't set level, then the house is never going to be level. But like we live on a hill, so like our house kind of slants downhill, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird, but not like so it's noticeable when you're in the house. It's just that like if you spill water on the floor, it runs, like it'll run like a stream, like downhill. And like the doors, like when we've hung new doors, and you know how you use shims and stuff? Well, we've always had to like adjust the door frame to fit the door, or fit our floor, because our floor is not level. So it's like the doors are not level in our house. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, maybe other people have problems like that with their house. I don't know. But it kind of annoys me in a way. Most of the time I don't think about it, but it kind of annoys me too. So this one, I'll probably journal and just write like hot and sour soup. And like that I had bronchitis. Here, I don't think that I'm going to put any journaling on this, but I am going to, maybe I'll put a little label here and then just write like recipe, in like an envelope, or maybe, well, I don't really want to stick an envelope unless I like move an envelope to like right here, so I can stick this recipe in there. I might do that actually. I don't know what label would look good there. Kind of like the snowman one. So I'm just going to put this here. And then my plans are to make this trout that I thought out, was it yesterday? I thought it out yesterday for dinner, and we didn't have it because we went out to eat for breakfast and none of us were hungry when it came dinner time. None of us are used to eating like really big breakfasts. So like when we go out to eat, it generally feeds us for the entire day because none of us are like hungry when it comes to dinner time. And the guys are not particularly fond of fish anyway, so it's like they're like, when I say that I thought out fish, it's not like they really care. Even though this recipe is really good, I'm just gonna use, the trout looks a lot like salmon because it's kind of red. It's got like a reddish color to it. But I am not seeing an envelope. I see the Starbucks. Did I not include an envelope? Maybe it's time that I punch one and add one. Okay, so I am going to go here. I think I'm going to include this. Well, do I want green or red? I almost like green better. Okay, I need to punch it and stick this envelope so I can put the recipes in there. So what I'll do is I'll just punch it, leave this open, so then I can put like the recipe cards in here. So the new things are supposed to be here on February 2nd. So I'm hoping they will be here. on time so I can get that done. This weekend, I was thinking that I need new shoes. My shoes are starting to wear out. These are the shoes that I have are at least a year old. My workout shoes. So, I need to go shoe shopping. I don't know if Scott will feel up to it tomorrow or not. But if he does while we're in Springfield, I might go shopping. Shoe shopping. I don't know. It just depends on if he feels up to it. If he feels up to going out to lunch after his surgery, it's going to be like, he's probably going to need to eat, but I don't know how he's going to eat, like at a restaurant with his hands bandaged up. That might not work either, so maybe I'll just have to run into town one day this week or something. I know for sure that I told him that I need to, when all of his surgery stuff is over and his stitches are out and he's back to normal, I need to get my knee checked out. I have experienced so much pain, like, especially today, and I think it feels like bone on bone. Like I have no cartilage left in my knee, and that's not good. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Do I want to put like a sticker here to decorate this a little bit? Possibly. I use this border sticker just like across here. Straight. So tonight I need to get everything ready so tomorrow I can like focus my attention on like taking care of him. So I have laundry to fold and all this stuff, but I'm gonna, after this video, I'm gonna make supper. I'm gonna make that fish, which I'm gonna do the, like, you take Dijon mustard and you spread it over the fish, and then like with the pastry brush, and then you put like pecan, like crushed up pecans on top of it, and then you cook it in the oven, and it's really good. Like the mustard goes into the same. Oh, I also put brown sugar on it too, like a little bit of, like I mixed the crushed pecans with brown sugar and like put that on top of it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I have these little tiny baby potatoes that I need to cook up, so I'm gonna make those, and probably green beans, I'm thinking, but the guys can eat like the leftovers when they get home if they want it. What else should I? It's too bad I don't have one that says Christmas cookies or rest. Oh, Santa ate the cookies. I mean, that's not really relevant, but we can just put Santa ate their cookies, because it talks about cookies. There's a Santa sticker. I'm not sure if I want to use that Santa. So Jordan, Hunter's fiance, is turning 8 weeks pregnant. Maybe I'll use this sticker this week. So she was 7.5 weeks last week. So they're gonna do this early finding out like what the baby is. And I think I'm going to just write like whatever recipes that I'm putting in here, like on this holiday notes thing. But they're going to do like a gender reveal. Like, I guess it's a thing nowadays. We never did gender reveals when I was pregnant. It's a new thing with the young ones. But it'll be fun to find out what it is. But now they can detect it so early. Like, when I was pregnant with the boys, I think I had to wait until I was like 24 weeks pregnant before I found out what I was having. I feel like something should go on top. Maybe I'll just put like December. There. Okay, so that's good enough for that. And then I'll probably decorate this like with like recipes. I'll probably put like I don't know, do I want to put recipes or do I want to just like put this on here, like put some houses or something? Maybe I'll use some more of these puffy houses. That might work. And I'm just going to glue it because I don't want to mess with the ATG. So I'm trying to think of like what kind of food that he can eat with his hands bandaged up so I do not have to feed him. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but my dad and my sister have both had carpal tunnel surgery on one arm at a time. And they said like their hand is completely like bandaged up like a mitten. Like you don't even have use of your fingers, which is kind of funny. And I find ironic that he won't be able to use his phone during that whole time. And that I find funny. And it serves him right. I do not feel bad about that part at all. But I wonder what kind of food he can eat. Like how is he going to be able to hold anything? Maybe I can make a little hole and like he can eat corn dogs. Maybe I can stick like a corn dog stick in his bandage and he can eat corn dogs. Oh, I have no idea. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you'll hear about it in my next video. Like how it's going and what's up with that. Because I really don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to expect and I'm kind of scared, to be honest. If he gets too bad, I can always bring his mom over here and she can take care of him. I'll be like, here, take care of your kid. I would do that for my kid. Like if one of my married sons were like had surgery or something, you bet I'd go over there and I'd help take care of him. Is that bad? That I would rather take care of my sons than my husband? I guess it depends on the husband, right? will take care of him, though. I mean, I would want him to take care of me if, like, I ever got in a similar situation. I wouldn't want him to leave me to die. But knowing him, he'd probably send me to my mom's, which would not be half bad because my mom would definitely take care of me. I think moms in general just cannot get sick. They just can't. Like, it's impossible. Like, even when I'm sick with bronchitis or whatever and I feel like crap, the chores still remain. I mean, it's not like, unless I ask people to do it, you know. And when you're sick, you don't feel like hollering, you know, like giving orders of like, I need you to do this or I need you to do that or whatever. You know, you just would like it done. You know, you don't want to even have to think about it. But moms don't get that luxury of being sick very often. Okay, unless you have a really good doting husband that just is, you know, willing to do all that. And I'm sure there are some men out there like that. I know my mom takes care of my dad a lot, and not that he needs that much care right now, but when he was really sick, she was like his caregiver, and my mom complained an awful lot about it because my dad's not a good patient. I don't think I'm a good patient either. I think I tend to be a little bit whiny. There. Okay. I think that's good enough for tonight. So I did this page where with the hot and sour soup, the recipe envelope, the back of it, just decoration. I might put with like little tile letters, the Market Street letters in red. I might put recipes down here. And then the cookies, and then I'm just gonna put recipes are next to it or whatever, or maybe I'll just put the best cookies and then know that the recipes are in there. So I'm hoping like someday when the kids are all older and I'm not around anymore or whatever, they can pass down these December dailies and they can make some of these recipes that are in here too. So hopefully I'll be around for quite a while though. I'm hoping. I have a lot of life left in me. So, but you just never know. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. So, okay. Well, I thank you all for watching, and I hope you found this video inspiring and helpful, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow goes with the next video. Bye.